So while TSET, the Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust, says the number of kids using tobacco products is decreasing in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma ABLE Commission says the number of kids getting caught with illegal vaping products is increasing a lot. Jason Doyle continues our coverage with details on that. Jason.
Rich, the problem of youth vaping has now entered our schools, and lawmakers are hearing concerns from educators and parents alike, and they want solutions to keep the kids off the vape.
I just think it's more accessible and easier to hide.
Representative Cynthia Rowe has been working on issues like teen smoking and vaping for a while now.
I actually had an interim study a couple of years ago looking at this, and at that time, the junior high age kids were the ones that had the highest percentage of vaping, more than the high school age kids. But it's according to the ABLE Commission, it's up about 484% since 2015.
She's now hearing from school districts. More students are getting caught with the nicotine devices.
I think that probably because vaping is much easier to conceal, you don't have the smoke, you don't have the smell. I think it's a lot easier to conceal vapes, and I think it's a lot easier for them to hide it, in a backpack at school or a suitcase.
So in schools, that is one of the biggest issues that they are facing right now as far as disciplinarian problems.
Representative Rhonda Baker, who chairs the House Common Education Committee, confirms what Rowe has been hearing from her constituents.
Students are in passing periods going to the bathrooms, vaping, sharing vapes. In between classes, just walking back and forth. They can hide it in the sleeves of their hoodie, and so they can be smoking a vape just even sitting in the classroom.
Baker says vapes are marketed and designed to attract a younger eye.
We have got an industry that's targeting children, and so they're making these vape products look like something as ordinary as a pencil or some type of a school supply or a toy. So they look sharp, they're kind of shiny and fun on the outside, and then they're flavored.
Lawmakers recently passed a law aimed at retailers who sell the vapes to underage people. Currently, tobacco and nicotine products are illegal to sell to anyone under the age of 21.
What that does is it makes sure that retailers that are caught selling these illegal products to anybody that's underage, that they are put on a registry. So we really are trying to tackle this and be a nationwide leader in trying to eliminate students and their accessibility to these products.
Recently, the state eliminated fines for youth caught with tobacco products, but required them instead to take an education course. However, if a student didn't enter the program, there was no recourse. Representative Rowe says a new law passed this year gives local judges more options for minors caught with tobacco products.
What we did is I worked with municipalities, I worked with some of the representatives from some of the court systems, and what we did was put a fine back in for $50 for the first offense, but the kid, if they didn't do the required class, or it was up to the discretion of the judge to do a community service, they could do a fine, whatever they felt was appropriate.
Rowe, who chairs the House Public Health Committee, says a companion bill also was passed to give judges training on how to apply the law in those cases.
Once again, we're still trying to push those kids into a tobacco education program, whether it be, smoking, chewing, dipping, or vaping, showing them the dangers and the health consequences that can result.
The vape aerosol, it has heavy metals in it, nickel, lead, cadmium, so it's not safe.
Thomas Larson with the Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust, or TSET, says when nicotine vapes became available, many thought it would be a safe alternative to cigarettes.
It's not a safer alternative. There are, FDA-approved nicotine replacement therapies like your patches, gum, lozenges for those people who are wanting to quit tobacco. But vapes is not the way to go about doing that. It's not a cessation tool if it doesn't help you quit.
Larson adds tobacco companies are spending big money in Oklahoma to recruit a new generation of consumers.
You have a tobacco industry that is spending $150 million a year in Oklahoma alone to market their products. You see vape manufacturers on Instagram and TikTok and social media really trying to appeal to youth.
TSET has programs to counter the tobacco industry's marketing.
You will see TSET on social media, on TV, with public education messages around the dangers of vaping. We have a lot of resources out there. One of those is Behind the Haze. So if you go to behindthehaze.com, there are lots of resources and information for Oklahomans who want to learn more about the dangers of vaping.
School districts in Oklahoma are trying to combat vaping in the boys' room too by installing vape detection sensors in bathrooms like this one. It alerts school administration within 15 seconds of detecting the vape aerosols. Representative Baker says parents should also take steps to address the issue, even if they don't think their kid is vaping.
Parents really do need to be on the lookout for anything that they think that is, maybe this is a school supply that I didn't buy, or maybe this is candy that I've never seen my child with before. And they need to be looking at those particular products.
For those parents who find their children have been vaping, TSET does provide resources to help guide the discussion about the dangers of using vapes at tobaccostopswithme.com.